this seam will go towards leg slip, and my thumb comes under the ball, and then I used to lock my wrist. This is locked. So I'm running in, it's going to come like this, and it's going to come out like this. So it will be the in-swinger to the right hand. And then for outswing, I used to go slightly here, my seam towards first slip, then I used to open up my wrist, and then I used to go this sideways push like Anderson does now with his in-swings to the right-hander. So I learned that eventually. Early on when I was young, 17 years old, played for Pakistan, everything was into the right-hander. But eventually I learned, I said, okay, everybody's expecting from me the in-swing, so I had to learn this away swinger.
You said something to me yesterday, because you play county cricket for Lancashire here at Old Trafford, and your learning accelerated. Was that part of the learning?
Yes, I think Lancashire has been a great influence on me as a person and as a cricketer. I remember I joined them first time in 1988 from West Indies. We were finished our tour. I joined them in Nottingham, and they welcomed me with open arms. And first year was incredible fun. It was something very different. I was living with my own and with Lancashire boys, Fairbrother, Athers, Ian Austin, Warren Hagg, Michael Watkinson, Paul Allett was there, Graham Fowler was there. So, you know, all these boys, it was like family. So I used to enjoy, I used to come, used to play cricket every day. We used to travel every day, and this is the best thing can happen to any youngster. When I was about 18, 19, and in 89, I think I became the #1 bowler in the world after the first season in Lancashire, because I played so much cricket and enjoyed so much, and I gained so much confidence as a person as well.
Let's pop over to the crease. I'd like to talk to you about how you did it. Let's start with the run-up.
Yeah.
How far back did you go, and how did you measure it? Because you've been looking at some of the modern-day cricketers, and thinking, why are they doing it that way?
I've been seeing some youngsters, when I see they put pressure on themselves before even they delivered the ball. They measure the run-up like this, like this, like this. I think this is extra pressure on yourself. I just used to go 17 steps, like Waqar, probably 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, until the 17. And that was my run-up.
Did that ever change?
Early on, it was 25 yards, and then, in 1987 tour in England, at Old Trafford Test against England, I had a word with Imran. I said, look, I tried bowling with shorter run-up, and my pace is the same. So he worked with me for a couple of days, and he said, you stick to short run-up. So I just then stayed at 17 yards.
When you came to the crease, was there a default area that you would land, or were you always mixing it around? If you were running up to bowl the first ball of a Test match to a right-handed batsman, what part of the crease would you hit?
It was always close to the stump. Aim was to come closer. The more closer you come, the front arm comes in play, and that's where you can actually swing the ball in to the right-hander. And for outswing, obviously, if nothing is happening from the pitch, that's where you go the other way, the away swingers. But start off close to the stumps, in swing. That was my natural swing, and that's why I tell all the youngsters, start off with your natural swing. If nothing happens, then go to the other swing. But don't try to bowl both swings every second delivery. You won't be able to control the ball.
Shane Warne said to us in his masterclass that he was looking to assess the pitch, see how much turn and bounce, therefore what pace he had to bowl. Are you doing exactly the same thing? Not only with the pitch, but how much the different balls swing? Because they're less, and how long would it take you to work out?
I think as a bowler, I used to assess in about 3 to 4 deliveries how much this ball going to swing, how good the wicket is for me as a bowler. Is it a flat deck? Yes, if it is, then I'll just bowl, then I'll just contain and try to hit the stump. It's a low and slow wicket. If it's slightly bouncy, I'll go away from the right-hander. So I used to assess straight away, next 3 to 4 deliveries.
Can you assess this ball for us? Bowl a couple of deliveries, see how much
it's sure, I'll give it a go.
Could you just pop down and throw the ball back for us, please?
I can throw the ball back.
Former England captain, if you just wouldn't mind helping us out.
I'm warmed up, lads.
So you've got a right-handed batsman, you're looking to land it on a line and length, coming back in, just see how much
So this is the grip.
Yeah.
My wrist is locked in there. I'm bowling after a long time, by the way, but let's see.
Still
that swung a bit.
So you send that swing, probably the wrong line. So you'd be assessing right. I probably could afford to go a little.
I got to aim outside off stump instead of off stump.
Does he want me to scuff it up?
We'll keep it.
And the aim was eventually to hit the seam every time, especially on a seaming wicket. And it happened. Practice makes it perfect. So now if I bowl this delivery, I try to aim that camera, that first slip camera, just here.
Okay.
On the side, Naz.
Hey, there you go. See, now you're dialed in. Are you more comfortable now? You sort of got your right line,
Yes.
and you know roughly how much the ball's going to swing.
Exactly.
Okay.
I've realized in 2 deliveries, that's where I have to pitch, and this is how much it's going to swing.
Okay, I'm going to come over to you, Michael Aston, because new ball, opening batsman. What sort of a challenge was it to face Wasim Akram?
Well, the first thing to say is, I mean, great is an overused term in sport. This guy was a great bowler without a shadow of a doubt. It's fascinating listening to him talking about the environment in which he grew up on, completely self-taught. The knowledge that was passed down from Sarfraz and Imran and all these people. And so then he becomes the finished article. I would say, having played with him and against him over a long period of time, I would say around about the 1992 period, he was at his absolute peak. Fast, real fast, and great versatility and skill, and he's learned all his skills by that stage. And as an opening batsman, a number of things really. One, the pace. Secondly, the ability to swing the ball, so you're not quite sure whether the ball's going to be attacking the stumps or the pads, and if it does, the threat of LBW and bowled. If it doesn't, you know, the nick-offs to the slips. Bouncers, I don't know why against me, but he always seemed to bowl bouncers. We were supposed to be teammates, so that didn't seem to have any effect. The one thing I would say is that I didn't see him as a defensive bowler at all. He was always an aggressive attacking bowler, but that gave me opportunities to score. So it wasn't like McGrath or Walsh or Ambrose where you think, where's my next run coming from? You're worried about getting out to Wasim, but you also think, well, there might be a few scoring opportunities as well. And importantly for the new ball batsman, you know that after 30 overs, 40 overs, the ball is going to start reverse swinging. So in fact, batting against the new ball was not necessarily the worst time to be batting against him and Waqar.
We'll come on to that in just a moment. Are you ready? Go
well, give it a go.
You go and get ready. I just want to ask Waz. It was very interesting there, Michael saying attack, attack, attack. That was the Pakistani way, wasn't it?
There was. I think, like I said, I had great mentors when I started playing, great Imran Khan, intelligent Javed Miandad, and the cricketing mind Mudassir Nazar. They helped me a lot, and I think I passed on whatever I learned from them to Waqar. Waqar played with Imran, to Aqib Javed, to Mushtaq Ahmed, to Saqlan Mushtaq, to Shoaib Akhtar, Azhar Mahmood, all these guys. They have been, that's the way we brought up to get wickets. We never believed in line and length and contain. The idea is to attack, attack, attack.
But you would have plans. So let's make some plans to this batsman. So you know a little bit about Michael Aston.
Yes.
So you've assessed that the ball has swung. You've assessed what the line should be. How would you approach bowling at a new
I'll
batsman?
start off, like I said, couple of in swings, but he was a back foot player.
Yeah.
And like he said, he had a more chance against us to get runs on a new ball. So I used to just run in with the new ball, try to bowl in swings, and with 100% effort, and never held back as a bowler, neither did Waqar.
Did you hear that? 100% effort, never hold back. Good luck. You want to have a little bowl there?
Can I just call it one bit of footage? One of the other things I didn't mention about Waz was the speed of his arm. I've just got a bit of footage of Brett Lee that I'd like to show. And Lee and Donald and these guys were all fantastic bowlers, fantastic quick bowlers, but you got a lovely sighting of the ball. This is Brett Lee running in, and you see the ball all the way. So he's fast, but you get a good sighting of it. Now, if I compare that to Wasim Akram running in, a bit of head-on footage of Wasim, everything is much quicker. He often hides the ball for a start. When the ball is old, you can see him hiding it. The speed of the arm means that you don't really get a good view of the ball. So I'd say that was an added difficulty facing Waz as against some of the great fast bowlers.
You wouldn't hide the ball, though, with a new ball, would you?
Not with the new ball.
Right.
Not with the new ball.
Okay. Let's have a look. Oh, good leave. Bring back his memories, Af. We'll need that new ball back. Can you lob it back?
Even the old ball.
We'll come on to the old ball stuff in a minute. We'll come on to
Master of the league.
Just try one more.
There was a bit of a swing. In
Nice
swing,
swing.
he played it
Nice
nicely.
swing.
Yeah.
That's an excellent leave, by the way.
Yeah. Whoa.
Where is it?
So, new ball swing, and for any young batsman facing a left arm, I've just got some examples of Wasim getting right-handers out with that in swing. If we could just have a look at those examples. So, with the new ball, he's looking to swing it in. LBW, bowled if you leave it. I think there's one more example coming up against the West Indies. Looks like it's in the Caribbean. So the difficulty for a right-hander, and I used to get this because sometimes I get closed off. What you don't want to do is get in that position closed off, your pad on the line of the ball, and you can't get your back to the ball. So I'm thinking facing Waz, there's two things. The in-swing, my scoring areas are essentially mid-off, round to mid-wicket. I'm not thinking too much playing square on the offside. I'm not thinking of getting this front foot across and in the way of the line of the ball. I'm thinking trying to play it back from where it's come from. Bounces are another issue. I know he's 48 years old, I'm 46 years old. He's not going to be giving me any bounces, but that's another issue that's in the back of your mind.
And this plus a couple of batsmen like Martin Crowe, they used to open up their stance to me, especially against the new ball like you were just explaining.
Yeah, I'd be slightly open as well. To a right arm over the bowler, I'd be pretty sideways on. To Waz, I'd just slightly open my stance to give me a better sighting of it.
Oh. Right, just stay there, Waz. If you come back here, because I want to talk, NASA, now about what Mike was saying about testing the ticker, the short ball. Now, we've got some footage here of Waz, you bowling to actually Michael Atherton at the Oval.
This is Oval, I remember that.
And it is a quick spell of bowling. How does that affect the way you play as a batsman when you know a bloke can do that?
Well, it does test your ticker. I mean, the reason he's doing it with Ath, he's played with Ath for 10 years or whatever. He knows Atherton's got a glass back. He can't duck. And that was Ath's big problem. It was his back. So he can't duck down, and he's giving the greatest fast bowler of all time a bit of a stare here. But you can see he has to sway. But also, guys in the dressing room, you're there. And you also got to remember there's another guy at the other end as well. It's not like you're getting freebies at the other end. You've got Waqar Younis steaming in at the other end. So there is no let-up. The great thing about this guy was that he tested everything. It wasn't just your ticker, it was your technique, it was absolutely everything he tested about you. You had to be a good player to get runs against him.
The other thing, when you played against Wasim here at Old Trafford, is the pitch was the other way around.
Yes,
so when
it
you
was
waited
the other
to
way
come
around.
into bat, we had to watch you side on.
Yeah. And I also learned that with the reverse swing, or even with the new ball, I used to come around the wicket, and I realized if I'm bowling around the wicket to the right-hander, why can't I just run behind the umpire? Well, he'll be able to see me at the last second. And that helped lots of time, because with quick arm action and suddenly you see me just before delivering the ball, it was difficult.
We got an example of that. Again, this is to Alex Stewart in the same test. So this is where you're starting.
Yeah.
So the batsman cannot see Wasim Akram.
No, it's a nightmare. He jumps out at the last second. We also had a little bit of a plan. Look at Ath. Is that Ath here? He's trying to look to see what hand and what way round the ball is in Wasim Akram's hand to see which way he's reversing. We had meetings about this. So Marcus Trescothick would be at this end, or Ath or Stewie, and they'd be looking at Waz running up to see which way he was holding, and depending on which side you had your bound.
But I realized that the people are doing it, so I started to hiding the ball. And sometimes, show me the ball. This is the reverse swing ball. You can see the rough side is a bit too rough. Thanks, Roddy. These are the shiny side. I used to show the batsman at this end, at the non-striker end, run like this, go my hand on top of it, and then before I used to start, I used to switch it like this. So it was a nightmare for the batsman, not the facing me, at non-striking end, which side I have to hold the bat.
And then you had someone like Dopey Thorpe at this end.
He's in the wrong hand.
He's playing with his bat hand, and as he's running in, he's holding in this hand, and then he changes and walks like that. The absolute nightmare.
So basically, Michael Atherton used to have to open the bat against Wasim Akram with a new ball. But when it started to get into that condition, that was a completely different ball game.
Oh, absolutely. The pretty boy openers used to go in there, we'll take them on, get us to 100. A number of times we got to 100 for one, 120 for one, and we're going well. And then the dressing room, everyone was glued to their TV screen. Is it reversing? Yeah, is it reversing? You had Mushy on a little bit as well. They used to bowl a few cross-seam deliveries if it stopped swinging, scuff up one side, and the moment you saw a one-ball reverse, panic spread through that dressing room, I'll tell you.
Right.
Oh, I'm going in now for reverse swing.
Let's roll back the years. Well played, Michael Atherton. You've made 50 against the new ball. What was the key with bowling with a ball that was reverse swinging? And when did you first come across reverse swing?
I think Mudassar Nazar, Imran Khan, Javed Miandar, these guys taught me straight away in 1985. I knew it a bit before, but not as much. And then it's not science. It's very easy. The rough side is lighter. The shiny side is heavier. It will follow towards the heavier side. This is as simple. But again, it depends. You have to look after the ball. You've played with the Waqar for Surrey. Yeah. You realize how important for us to have this side dry and have this side shiny. And I remember Saklan Mushtaq used to have this habit before his delivery. And we called him, me and Waqar, in a team meeting. I said, hey, if you're going to play in future for Pakistan, you've got to change this habit of yours because the ball is getting smoother from the side.
We used to have an off-spinner at Lancashire called Gary Yates.
Yes.
And he used to lick his spinning finger and then put it on that rough side, he would go absolutely mad.
Has to be dry. I mean, we were told to throw it back like that so you would catch it like that.
Exactly. So the whole team has to be involved.
Yeah.
And I must praise England side. They do reverse swing the ball, and the whole team looks like they're involved and looks like they knew what's happening with the cricket ball. So that's where they're reversing.
Right. Sorry, just before he goes, one other issue is that some balls reverse more than others. And in England in the 90s, we had a choice between reader balls and Duke balls. The Dukes swung orthodox, and so were good for English bowlers. The readers really went reverse.
And it reversed very quickly, the readers, in about 20-25 overs.
And although we were playing at home, we had a ridiculous thing there where we used to spin for the ball, Duke or reader. And he, in a 3-test match series, won the toss 3 times. We picked a load of bowlers to play with Duke balls, and he won the toss, said, right, thank you very much, we'll play with readers.
Come on, NASA's waiting patiently. Oh, did you want to say something?
Well, no, just now you've gone in and it's reverse swinging. You know it's reverse swinging. There are key things here. Now, Waz is clever, Wakar's clever. He knows that we're thinking about toe crushers, but he often used to start off bowling you a short ball. I've got one example of a short ball that hit me. I don't know where it was, but I know it hurt. He often used to set you up with the short ball. I'll show you one from a previous tour. Whack. He used to set you up with a short ball, and you think, crikey, he's going to come at you with the short stuff. But then, I think we have a replay of that as well coming up. Played it beautifully, got in a really good position there. Keep your eye on the ball. But then, after that, the real danger ball was the toe crusher. The full in-swinging delivery to the left-hander. Either way it was swinging. I'll show you a couple of examples of that from, I think it was the West Indies again, of him reversing. Look at that. That's right on the toe, and that's a dangerous. So when Wasim is reversing it, you have to have a really low backlift. You have to have your bat on the ground. I'll just show you one more example of position you wouldn't want to get in. Moeen Ali yesterday. Moeen Ali, you do not want against this lad a massive backlift. Moeen Ali's dismissal yesterday, his bat was way up, and that's a dangerous position to get in. That is, you know, if Wasim was bowling against this, his eyes would light up. Look at the backlift here, way up, and from that position to come back down, you've not got time. Boom, you're done for pace.
Right, you've delayed it long enough. We want you to face Wasim Akram. What's your style there?
You want me to hide the shine? Or
yes, absolutely. So you would hide it. Did you find that difficult?
No, it was...
Did it not affect the way you...
Not at all. So I used to, I'm hiding the ball, this is a reverse swing ball, it will go with the shine. If the shiny side is in, it'll be an in swing to Naz. If the shiny side is there, it'll be the away swinger. So let's see.
Are you going to tell me what it is?
No.
Shout out to your bat thing, Af.
Thoughts up here playing with his bat handle, so there's no cue.
Yeah, could possibly go wrong. In swing. That was like my LB, that. Show my LB.
Right.
Get my LB up.
Replay coming.
I played that purposely like that. He got me out LB like this. That is exactly the same.
Right.
Ward, put it up.
That was pitched outside leg, I remember.
Yeah, I know it pitched out. 20 years ago it pitched outside leg.
If you just pop back to me, it must be very easy when you can pick up wickets with a bloke that always gets out LBW like this. I mean, how appalling is this technique? Wasim Akram bowling, Nasser Hussain LBW, not very happy, never happy when he's out. A few expletives which we've deleted, but let's just have a look at the replay.
Ward.
Here we go. I mean, that, to my money, has clearly pitched in line with the we can prove that.
That's what the umpire thought. Thank you very much. Yes.
Come on, do one more. What was the? Did you find it easier to bowl with the reverse swing ball or the new ball?
Easier with the reverse, because as a bowler, you know you have more control. You can run in 100% effort. You know if it's shiny side, it's the inside towards leg slip, it's going to come into the right-hander. With the new ball, when you try sometimes a bit too hard, it doesn't swing as much. You have to sort of slow down your pace a bit. But this is the opposite.
Right.
You have to run quicker and have to try to bowl faster as well.
There was a cracking story you told me yesterday about the hat-trick you took with Mahela Jayawardene, and you were talking about that.
It was a second hat-trick with the new ball. I've got, I think, Guru Vardhane, and then Chaminda Vas was a night watchman, and Jayawardene came. And I thought, okay, he's a new batsman, Kukubura ball, Dhaka, dead wicket, I'll bowl full delivery Yorker. So I ran in, and that's what the difference between the new ball and the old ball, the control. I ran in, I said, okay, full Yorker, and it went the opposite side.
Why, because the wrist went up?
Yeah, because wrist went like this, so when your wrist gets too much, it goes that way. And Jayawardene, I just nicked it. It was a wide delivery. He nicked it straight to slips, yes.
Right, come on.
Ward, put me out of my misery, Ward.
In.
I left that.
The other quick one, just one final point. You would also use the crease.
Yes,
Now, some bowlers run in slightly wider, but you would come in and then leap
Yes,
out.
exactly. I just showed to you.
Yep.
It's so important when nothing is happening. Or if he's swinging too much, then you can use the crease as well. So if I have to bowl an in-swing to him, I'll go wide of the crease at the last minute with the reverse swing.
Go on then. Last one. Good, well played. Just come back here, just for the final one. It's been great speaking to you. I mean, the most difficult bowler you ever faced?
Well, yes. I mean, I obviously had problems with Glenn McGrath. He's the guy who got me out all the time. But if you're talking about all-round skill, versatility, all conditions, all around the world, you know, I would say he's as good as we've seen. I did an interview with Brian Lara the other day. I said to him, who was the best bowler you faced? Wasim Akram was the name.
Oh, absolutely. Because of what I said earlier, it tests absolutely everything of your technique, brain, everything. And those stats you put up, remember, he played half of those games in Pakistan, the flattest pitches of all time.
It's been a great pleasure to speak to you.
Thank you very much, Edis. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Good to bowl at you again.
Thanks for